Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this June 17th, 2025 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Our Communications Manager, Tiffany Oliphant, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Tiffany?
Thank you, Chair Fuller. There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you are joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda.
Thank you, Tiffany. I now call this June 17th, 2025 regular meeting to order and ask Tiffany to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller,
Present?
Vice Chair Rod Green,
Present.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Present.
The following directors are in attendance: Managing Director Matt McDonald, Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer Brent Schlack, Director of Operations Adam Lape.
Very good. Please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move.
Support.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Tiffany, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the agenda is approved as presented. We have one set of minutes to accept today. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of June 3rd, 2025 as presented, appearing on pages 4 through 12 of the packet?
So moved. Second.
Any additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Tiffany, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the minutes of the June 3rd meeting are accepted as presented. Next, we have reports from our county commissioner liaison. It appears that Commissioner Sanders from District 4 is on the line. Hello, Commissioner Sanders.
Good afternoon. I'm just going to share with you that we are now on our summer schedule. So our next Board of Commissioners meeting will be July 2nd, 5:30 and hopefully 7. Commissioner Fuller was present with us at our Manchester meeting. I don't know if she stayed until 2 a.m., but she was there. And I'm hoping that we will not have another 2 a.m. meeting on July 2nd. But we will be continuing our much belabored discussion about the senior millage. So people are welcome to join us virtually or in person, submit comments or share their thoughts and opinions. And the only other thing that I want to add is personally, to your team at the Road Commission, in conjunction, I'm sure, with Pittsfield Township, praise report. Speed bumps are going in on my block. Yay! I literally took a video of it. It's very exciting. It only took me, 3-4 months of hot time knocking doors, getting signatures. But I do want to thank your team and or whoever you contract with to do it. They are out putting them in as we speak, and I appreciate your work and your patience with my lack of patience. So thank you, and good to talk to you all. Have a great summer.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any questions for Commissioner Sanders? I don't see any. Thanks again, Caroline. Next, we have public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board, and Tiffany will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments.
Since this is a hybrid meeting for both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtually. Right now, if you have a public comment there, and you're virtually, there is, instructions on your screen. If you want to, raise your hand. I also have I have a lady in person who would like to make a public comment. Her name is Miss Irma. Can you come to the front, please?
If you can identify yourself and if you're willing to give us your address so we
Yeah.
know where in the county we would find you.
Good. I guess it's good afternoon. My name is Irma Golden, and I live at 1585 Sheffield Drive, and it's also in Superior Charter Township.
Thank you.
The reason I'm here today, and thank you to Mr. Schlack for addressing one of my questions. I came here today to talk about the projected road repairs that are upcoming in Superior Township, and I wanted to discuss how they are determined. I believe I had the answer. Last night I was able, and this was 12 o'clock at night, to find the PACER report. It is located deep. And right now I'm going to need some help because I want to go back to it. And I spent 20 minutes today trying to find it. So I reviewed the PACER report, and I understand the areas that need improvement. However, I was at my Board of Trustees meeting last night and I heard comments. I live in Oak Brook subdivision, and I live in a subdivision that was built in 1973. I live on Sheffield Drive, and I spend a lot of time walking and going through our neighborhoods, looking at our roads, our sidewalks, our trees, a lot of things. And I just do it simply because I care and because I see neglect. I'm a 30-year resident in Oak Brook subdivision. So the comments I heard made for the improvement that the $250,000 that's going to be allocated from the township for this particular area. What I heard is that there were meetings and that this particular area happens to be the worst. And that is why it was now on the agenda with the resolution to allocate all the funds to that area. And so my question while I was sitting there was, how was that really determined? I know, I want, if you can explain to me, when they go out, and I understand the rating, but I'm looking at a lot of areas in red. And to take one area and say, that is it. This is the area we're going to allocate all those funds for this year. When I sat there, I was rather, I think it was just hurtful for me because I'm sending many letters about road conditions in certain areas, and year after year after year is ignored. I will also say, if anybody lives in Superior Township, at MacArthur and Clark, for over 8 years, I talked about a drain. It was fixed last year, but it took more than 8 years of complaining about it. And then finally, one Board of Trustee member that doesn't even live near me came to the board and came to your board, and it eventually became on the fix-it list. But I was ignored. I'm a resident that every day cringed when I made that turn onto MacArthur. And other residents, I had 60 people responded to me about cars that ended up with flat tires. And when I say 10 years, it was that long,
Okay.
8 to 10 years. So
I have to interrupt you.
yeah, that's what we had. I only have 3 minutes. So if somebody could tell me where to find the PACER report, and also just address my question if it's possible.
Of
Okay.
course. We have response to public comment later in the agenda, and we'll certainly speak to that. Thank you.
Right now, I do not have another public comment.
Okay. We will move on then to written communication. Appearing on pages 13 through 18 of the packet. Commissioners, anything you wish to draw our attention to? Commissioner McCollum.
Madam Chair, I would like to draw our attention to page 16 and 17. And these are letters from constituents that are thankful for what the road commission has done for their roads. And I just want to bring our attention to them. They're very nice letters, very detailed about what was done and what they noticed. And so just thankful to get these letters of recognition of what the road commission, how hard they are working. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody, anything else?
Um,
Com-
I just,
Giannis?
I just want to, reiterate what, Commissioner,
McCullough?
McCollum said. I was gonna call her.
Okay.
Yes, it's appreciated when we hear from the public about the work that we have done, and it's, commendable to our staff and the work that they're doing. We just sit here and they do all the work.
They make us look good.
They make us look good, yes.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, we will move on. Road Commissioner comment and staff follow-up to public comment. Your last name again, please, ma'am?
Golden.
Golden. All right. Thank you, Ms. Golden. Anybody? Commissioner Green?
I'm also a resident of Superior Township, and I thank Ms. Golden for coming in and making your remarks. Thank you very much for bringing it to our attention.
Commissioner McCollum?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Golden, for coming in and bringing that to our attention. And as we said before, we're proud of what we do here, but we do want to hear from people if there's some issues or problems or anything like that. So thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Anyone else? Oh, all right,
So
I thought,
I'm gonna have to be Baskin Robbins, take a number.
Right.
Gloria, did you have anything further?
I wanted to thank Ms. Golden also. I know that it's frustrating and that we can hear your frustration. I know that our administrator is probably going to give you a lot of good information because he's the one who adds all that information. But thank you for coming in. I appreciate hearing from you.
Thank you.
I echo the same, and I am going to ask our managing director to respond specifically to how we can help you identify on the website how your community is, how the roads are rated in your community. And I apologize if that was tough to get to. I know sometimes you have to drill around a little bit to get the information you're looking for. Mr. McNadel.
Yes, I can certainly provide a link to the website. We have a Superior Township page, which is great.
Mhm.
Each township has their own web page, and then these improvements are referenced are part of the local road program. As you can see up on the screen, under doing business with us, under our heading, there's the township section. So if you go down to the townships, and then you scroll down, you'll see there's a tile for Superior. And if you click on that,
Are we going too fast? I don't know about you, but sometimes.
you're just educating me.
Okay, okay.
and I'm happy to follow up, you provide your email, I'll give you the links directly as well. And then on this page, you'll find under helpful links, there's a booklet there, and that's the 2025 booklet, and within it describes our local road program. It also has maps in it, and that's what we're referring to as the PACER maps for both the primary and locals. The system of rating is the PACER. It is a surface evaluation rating system where we simplify it as good, fair, and poor, green, yellow, and red. And then ultimately, the local road program, there's no shortage of need, or there is a shortage of funding. And how townships go about selecting what is the worst road, that's really, there's a lot to pick from, and that we leave that to the township as far as we make recommendations, but ultimately it gets put into an agreement that goes to the township board first and then comes to the road commission board. If you go back to the webpage for Superior Township, you'll also see under helpful links, we have the Superior Township Agreement button below that. And that's the township agreement for 2024 I'm sure at some point, we're gonna have the 25. So 2024 is what the work was accomplished last year. We do not yet have an agreement in place for Superior Township for 2025. As you know, there are many newly elected folks to that board. They're working out what are the priorities, and then ultimately, are they going to participate in our local road program this year? We anticipate they will. Hopefully agreement will come forth soon, but they are the only, out of the 20 townships, they're the last remaining one that has not made a selection.
All right.
So that's where we're at with Superior. I'll be happy to provide links to you if you want to leave your email address. I have a business card as well, so I can hand that.
Ms. Golden, would it be helpful if we provided you with hard copy, printed copies of these documents today for you?
Long as I know where to go. I
Okay.
ended up there last night.
Good for you.
I just couldn't remember how.
Okay, okay. Commissioner Yamas, did you have something to add?
Yeah, Matt, maybe you can tell her how to make a road report. So besides the email.
Sure. Also, if there's a road concern, such as the drains you pointed out, and I do recall that MacArthur and Clark, you can fill out a WCRC fix-it request or report a road issue right on our website, and we'll get that reviewed and get a response out. The good news about this is you have the ability to get that response it goes directly to the foreman, and then ultimately the foreman can review it and you'll get that response from them. You bet.
Please stay in touch with us.
Love it here.
Welcome to conference. Okay. So you'll be in contact?
Brent just handed in my card.
Brent Just gave you,
Yep.
Brent is our Director of Engineering. I think you said you'd spoken with him?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Very good. If there's no further response to Ms. Golden, we will move on. We have new business consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 21 as presented? The motions appear on page 20 through 28 with background on pages 30 through 58.
Support.
Anything you have specific questions about before I call for a vote? Seeing none. Tiffany, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda items are approved as presented. We have one action item today. I will refer commissioners to page 29 for the motion. May I have a motion to approve action item number 1 to cast our vote for the at-large director for the Michigan County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool? We often refer to that as MCRISIP. Again, the motion is on page 29 with background on pages 59 through 62.
Madam Chair, I move that the board hereby votes for Leslie Livermore to serve as the at-large director for a 3-year term that ends in 2028 on the Michigan County Road Commission Self-Insurance Pool Board of Directors.
Support.
Any discussion or questions about Mr. Livermore? Managing Director pointed out to me that he was the only individual who submitted a letter of interest and he's an incumbent. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. Tiffany, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, action item number 1 is approved as presented. Next, we have reports of the road commissioners, starting with Commissioner McCullum.
Madam Chair, I do not have a report. Thank you.
Commissioner Yamas?
I attended the construction updates. I don't have the date written down, but I attended that via Zoom, which was very interesting. So it was a
That's
refresher.
the road construction kickoff
Yes,
webinar. Okay.
yeah, the webinar. And I had the chat on June 11th. I attended the road commission via Zoom meeting on June 4th. Is that the right time? June? Let me look.
I'd have to
I
look.
forgot my calendar. I'm afraid. June 3rd,
Okay,
June 3rd.
you got it?
Yeah.
All right,
And that's my report. Thank you.
all right. Commissioner Smers?
On May 28th, I was commissioner on chat. We did not have anyone. On June 4th, I was unable to attend, so I've watched the Zoom. And that concludes my report.
All right, Commissioner Green?
On June 4th, I attended the chat session. We had no attendees. I
You
think it
I'm
was-
sorry, June 4th, what?
Yeah, I attended the chat session
Oh.
of the Washington County Road Commission. There were no attendees.
Right,
That concludes my report.
very good. I have kind of a string of things since last time. June 4th, as Commissioner Sanders indicated, I attended the Washtenaw County Commissioners meeting convened in the Manchester City Boardroom. I only stayed till 10 p.m. As she indicated, that meeting lasted until 2 a.m. On June 7th, I attended the Dexter Forum. On June 9th, I attended the A2Y Chamber Luncheon that featured Dr. Mona Hanna. You may remember her as the pediatrician who brought the Flint water crisis to the attention of the public. And she spoke about a new program called RX Kids, a cash for moms and babies, which may be coming to Ypsilanti soon. On June 10th, I attended the Parks and Recreation Commission meeting convened at the Sharon Mill County Park in my township. On June 11th, I attended the Chelsea Area Transportation Open House at the Chelsea District Library, where Chelsea City is looking at their transportation needs and improvements. On June 11th, I also attended the quarterly meeting of the Southwest Washtenaw Council of Governments. It was convened at the Bridgewater Township Hall. On June 12th, I attended the Augusta Township Farmland Preservation Board meeting. And as a result, I was asked about the status of a pending culvert replacement on Whitaker Road, which I have referred to the managing director. And on June 13th, I attended the Jackson Chamber of Commerce Legislative Breakfast Panel, which featured legislators from Washtenaw County as well as Jackson County. And that concludes my report. We will move on to the staff reports and Washtenaw County Road Commission updates. The staff reports begin on page 63 of the packet and conclude on page 69. I'll turn it over to Matt. Oh, I'm sorry.
Quick correction for Shelby's minutes. It was actually the Tuesday, June 3rd meeting that I watched the Zoom for. Just
Oh,
for
okay.
accuracy of minutes and yes, thank you, sorry.
Okay, Matt.
I'll just start out by asking if there's any questions on the communications or operations or the monthly fix-it report.
Busy times.
Well, then we can start with the director's report, right?
Hello, good afternoon. Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. I got a few updates. Part of the engineering department, our assistant director and I, Aaron Burkholz, we continued with the engineering roadshow where we went to all the districts. We've completed that and concluded that. We had some great interaction and some great questions. So we'll be building that for next year.
And you went to the various yards within our organization.
Correct,
Okay.
yes. Yep. Yeah, we visited every yard and communicated our projects and we went over permitting and answered any questions that they had.
Great.
So, yeah, it was great. So as far as active construction, Bemis Road, our repaving of the gravel road between Stony Creek Road and Hitchingham. The roadway's closed and that contractor is out there working. We're working through some elevations with them. So there should be some more activity here pretty soon. Our 2025 preventative maintenance paving projects, they're actually out on Liberty Road now. That's between Zeeb and Wagner. We actually have split this project up into two phases. So we're working from Zeeb to Wagner, part of this phase. And that's where we mill and resurface. They're out there paving, doing the mainline paving. They'll be following that up with side street approaches and then shoulders. And then later on in the summer, we'll look at Wagner to Scioto Ridge. As we started this project, the condition of that pavement from Wagner to Scioto Ridge if you've ever traveled through there, is in very poor condition. And so we've had to change the scope of that segment. As far as the preventive maintenance, the plans for our contractor to move to Maple Road once this completes the Liberty Road. So that's the Maple Road near Skyline High School. They'll be moving there next. Non-motorized, the Gettys Road pathway, that's between Andover and Wexford Road. That project, that contractor's mobilized and begun to work for that pathway project. And then our traffic calming, as was mentioned earlier, Foster Ave, 1/2 of the speed humps have been installed. The contractor will be doing the removals and installing the other half later this week.
Is that the project Commissioner Sanders was referring
That's
to?
what she was referring to, yes. As far as our congestion mitigation air quality projects, our CMAC, we're finishing up on the 24 projects that's along Ann Arbor, Saline Road, Maple Road, including some of the signal projects within the city of Saline. As indicated earlier in the working session, they'll be finishing up that and then moving into our 25 CMAC, which includes the 30 traffic signals in Ann Arbor, Pittsfield, Superior, and Ypsi Township. We do have our local agreements with our townships for subdivision paving. In particular, Ypsilanti Township, we have work within Green Farms. That concrete work, we're replacing some of the curb within that subdivision and the ADA ramps. So that concrete work has started in preparation for them to come back later to pave that phase of Green Farms. Permitting projects, Park and Stabler. The roadway is now open. They do have, that's just got the first lift of asphalt down. They'll be putting the second lift hopefully later this week. Morgan Road between Carpenter and US 12, that's part of the Amazon development. That paving is complete on Morgan Road, and they've moved to working at the intersection of Carpenter and Morgan. There's a southbound right turn lane that they had part of that road improvement agreement. And so they're working to improve that and include that right turn lane.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yeah, Brent, is that finished? Is the building finished?
I am not sure what the status of the building is. I think they're getting very close. You know, and with our road improvement agreement, the requirement is to have all of our work done, the road work done prior to them occupying the building.
Okay.
So they're getting very close, and we're feeling some pressure to get some of the road improvements done. But I'm not completely sure on how far along they are, what percentage they're done.
Thank you.
Brent,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Yamas.
Morgan is almost complete, but it's not open yet, correct?
It's not open yet. Yeah, they finished up some concrete work, and they paved, the majority of it. They got some shoulder work that they're gonna be doing. That should be opening pretty soon.
Okay, thank you.
And then other than that, staff is just continuing to work on fiscal year 26 projects, and trying to get those programs out, for 26 and 27.
Already?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
only June. Brent.
Yeah, the process to get through MDOT and through all the requirements, it takes, 9 or 10 months to try and get a project from the design through the bid letting. And then through right-of-way acquisition, it takes a long time. And we're even working into 27 projects. So that concludes my report, unless there's any questions.
I do not see any. Thank you, Brent.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brent. I'll be providing the finance report.
I was gonna say, where's Dan?
Dan is taking a much deserved day off.
No.
Yes, he is permitted those occasionally.
Oh, my word. All right.
He
was missed.
I will do that. I know the team met for the Acumatica implementation team. We met with our consultant. It was a good kickoff meeting for the small projects. So that's progressing. That was on the 12th. There are a number of meetings that staff is scheduled for second quarter budget meeting prep. So that'll be our next working session meeting on July 17th or 15th. July 15th is our working session. We'll look at the second quarter. And then as a reminder, we'll also be looking at a look ahead for the next 2 years. So we'll be looking at years 2026 and 2027. What are we all going to accomplish? And then what does our fiscal side of things, our fund balance look like in trying to accomplish all that work?
Right.
So that's always a good look ahead, gives good perspective. And then I've got a bit of good news to share. Our County Road Association Self-Insurance Fund, who manages our workers' comp pool, gave us a mod factor, our experience factor of less than 1, once again, which is great. So it was 0.748 for this next 25 to 26 year. And so we get a tremendous discount by having a less than 1 factor. Our experience factor is we've got good experience, don't have a lot of cases, but as compared to the pool, we're less than average. So that's a good thing. So we got that news and we'll be sharing that with employees, and you'll see an email that come out either today or tomorrow. So,
And thanks to Craig for all his work to make
of
sure.
course, thank you to the entire workforce
Sure.
for their mindset of safety and staying healthy. And definitely Mr. Timmer, our safety coordinator, does a great job of all of his reminders. and
As
presence.
only he can do.
That's right. Any questions on finance?
I do not see any.
All right, very good. Last but not least, our operations report, Mr. Lake.
Good afternoon, Adam Lake, Director of Operations. As we talked a little bit in the working session, this week, the operations crew, we intend to complete the seal coat program in the northwest portion of the county, hopefully even today. Then that crew will reset and then begin fog sealing the latter part of this week, just basically make sure everything's working, functioning properly. And then next week, we're going to do a culvert replacement on Willis Road, which is just east of Pittman Road in Augusta Township. And then after we complete that, it'll take a few days next week or the portion of next week. And the following week, we'll start into fog seal and start back over the 46 miles we've been sealing already this year. And then to this point, or really as of 6/10 of last week, when Jared gave an update, we spread about 62,500 tons of stone of limestone throughout the county. This week we started, or actually technically last week, but finished this week a little bit of 22/8 gravel hauling on the southwest corner of the county. Probably a little bit more over the course of the season as we establish some secondary agreements and move that project forward. And then the first round of street sweeping was completed also. We haven't talked about that much recently, other than just a little bit in the working session. So it kind of spurred me to at least mention that again here on the record. So first round completed. Mid-July, we'll do that supplemental sweeping for Ypsilanti Township that we've talked about, some of those partnership extra sweepings that we do. And then we'll come back in the fall, probably likely September, just before the leaves start coming down, and make that final sweep throughout the county. And then mowing continues to progress through the county. We're nearing, hopefully in the next week or so, maybe even sooner, complete the paved primaries and then start on the unpaved local system. And then as we noted in the working session as well, with that being a little bit new structure now, we'll essentially finish the unpaved locals and go right back to the paved primary, then right back to the unpaved locals in some shape or form to utilize that second cutting that we've programmed in for the locals this year.
And just as a reminder, the width of the roadside mowing.
Yeah, so a swath mile is kind of the terminology we use. So a swath is considered 5 foot wide and then 1 mile long. So that's considered a swath mile. You hear us talk about like a lane mile is usually the width of the road, at least 12 to 14 feet, 1 mile long. So that's a pass. That's a mowing pass. And then our crews take it a little further or take it aerial. with some of our boom mowing units where we can mow above the ground. But for our contract for mowing itself, it's specifically designed for the grass. And then as we see progress through this new method of doing this, which is really just more frequent cuttings, we'll either work with a contractor to mow wider in some areas or to mow up in some areas on that second cutting, because over the course of the season and throughout the county, there are manicured front lawns. And so considerable amount of that. So it's kind of a give and a take, because we still attribute that mileage and then we get that acreage cut. On the other end, the contractor just honors that and either goes wider, helps with the clear vision. So we really balance that, and it simplifies the contract a little bit, and both parties are at least equal in the matter. And it helps us in the long run. So,
Thank you.
yep.
So when are you getting out into the countryside?
Countryside, they should already be there. They should probably making their way to the north
On
and
the
the west. On the primaries, yeah. And then country, I'd say within a week and a half, we should be full into.
Okay.
That's where Jared, projected us being, which is relatively consistent with his
The
estimation.
weeds are higher than I've ever seen them, Jeff.
They did spark.
They were out Linden this morning, so.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
they're already,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's something that we'll kind of see. It'll change a little bit as opposed to what we're used to, where, we used to just do the paved roads, then the unpaved. We may develop that we can do both at once because we have a contractor that does the state mowing.
Hmm.
And now we have a contractor, KVK Landscaping, that's done our mowing historically. They were best bid for the county system. So we have two separate contracts, which helps so that KVK team could maybe jump off on roads and just start mowing when they're in the actual area. So that could make it better, but that's something we just don't know yet because we really haven't exercised that yet at
Seems
this
to
point.
grow really fast this year.
Yeah, I've noticed on the
For not being
corners,
that
the
hot,
weeds are
yeah.
so high you can't see.
Yeah, and for
It's
not
a-
being like warm or humid, it's just been a little bit different growing season.
Yeah.
It was cool for a while too. We didn't expect it, and it
A lot of rain in May.
yeah, and it just a little bit of heat and then the grass took off. We actually talked about that at length a little
Yeah.
bit, how it wasn't there, and then within a week or two here, it's just grown.
Interesting, the corn isn't that high yet.
No, I think I went
Yeah.
through some fields over Fletcher Road, Dancer Road,
Yeah.
Jerusalem Road this weekend on a bicycle, and maybe 8 inches max.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
very sparse, and it hasn't really taken yet. Boy, I tell you, the roadsides are really grown.
But what, today it's supposed to be 82, 84?
Yeah, so we're certainly
It'll
putting the heat into it.
pop, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll move on. And that was all I had update wise, unless there are any questions.
Don't see any.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anything
Yeah.
else? No? Okay. I'll make one comment before I dive into reminders. I want to make sure Dennis Bussey, our facilities manager, knows how nice things look. I know pulling into the yard today, I mean, the landscaping and the maintenance of the grounds is really, really nice. So tell him I noticed. You
Right.
know, it
I
didn't,
Sure pass that along. I
not,
agree.
futile for what he and his crew are doing. June 18th is the Washtenaw Area Transportation Studies Annual Meeting, and I believe Managing Director will be there
Yeah.
on our behalf. June 20th, our first Touch-a-Truck is at Revel Run on Dancer Road in Lima Township. June 28th is Touch-a-Truck at the Chelsea Fair. And also in Saline, I believe the Saline, is that the food truck festival again?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay, so we have two of those on June 28th. July 3rd, the offices here will be closed due to the July 4th holiday. Chat sessions coming up. June 18th is Commissioner McCollum. June 25th is Commissioner Smers. June 2nd, I am on call for that. And then July 9th is Commissioner Green. If there are no further announcements or business to come before the board, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Support. Tiffany, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCollum,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers,
Yes.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes?
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.